Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to all of you for today's session. Students, I hope all of you are doing great. And just let me know whether you people can hear me well. Tell me, please. Can you hear me? I prefer if you open your mic and respond through mic. That is more preferable for me, a mode of communication, instead of receiving some silent text messages from you, because I want also have a feeling that I am conducting a class. Okay? Yeah, this is the point for those who cannot hear me. Now, so students, before we proceed towards the subject and the topic and the syllabus, etc., let me introduce myself and let us know each other, and everyone sitting in the class. My name is Hamzah and I have been teaching ACCA since last 13 years. And it is 3.5 years of online teaching as well. It is, yes, around, and in the 3.5 years, I have tutored more than, only AAA, more than 1,000 students of AAA in the online class I have taught. You know, so now I want to hear from you people as well, that that you will introduce yourself, your name, where you are working right now, organization, and where are you from, your location, you know. So please, one by one, we will start with the Anjani. Yes, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Anjani. I am from Mauritius. I work at Axis and I have been with Hamzah Academy since I think around 1 year.
Okay, good, good. So where are you from in Mauritius?
From Bakwa.
Okay, Wakwa. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Okay, now the next is Sandeep. Yes, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandeep. I'm from Mauritius also, precisely Phoenix, and I'm currently working at the MCB, the Mauritius Commercial Bank. Yeah.
Okay, good, Sandeep. Okay, thank you, Sandeep. The next is Azim. Yes.
Hello everyone, I'm Azim. I live at Port Louis. I'm currently working at IKERA Indian Ocean, a company in the BPO sector.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you. Next is Chanda. Yes.
Hello,
Yes, please.
can you hear me? Yes, hello everyone. I am Anishta from Mauritius. I'm working currently at Huawei Technologies. Yeah.
All right, thank you, thank you. The next is Diksha.
Hello, everyone. I'm Diksha from Katrabone, and I'm working at Apex Fund and Corporate Services.
All right, thank you, thank you. The next is Dia. Yes, please, Dia.
Hello, I'm Dia from Mauritius and I'm currently working at Standard Bank, Mauritius.
And where are you from in Mauritius?
Yes.
Where are you from? Means.
Bobasa. Sorry.
All right. Okay, no worries. No worries. Okay, right. Thank you. Yes, Hans, please.
Hello, everybody. I am
Hello.
Hans, and I'm from Bubasa, and I'm working as an accounts officer in a private firm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Yes. The next is Sunkar. I think. I'm sorry if I don't. Sunkar. Yes. Shankar.
Hi
Yes.
everyone. So
Yes.
I'm Kailash. I'm from Rospel. So
Kailash.
I'm work at Opus Fund Services.
Oh, okay. Okay. Open for services. All right. Thank you, Hans. Yes, Lean. Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello. Yes,
Hi,
please.
I'm Lynn from Mauritius, Port Louis precisely, and I work as an accountant in an offshore management company.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, Pallavi.
Hi everyone, I'm Pallavi. I'm from QPIP Mauritius and I work at Titus
Okay.
as an
Okay.
accountant.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much, everyone, for the introduction. We are starting with the subject. And just give me 1 minute only. I'll be connecting my computer with my the iPad. Just give me 1 minute, please. Just a minute. So, students, the subject we are talking about, the AAA subject. We know that every one of us know it is optional subject of ACCA, and we have to be very much careful in some aspects when we are going to study this subject. This is very much, it should be clear that this subject is quite different from those which we have been studying in the level 2 so far. So let me link my iPad with it. It is going to be linked now. Students, AAA. AAA, when you are going to prepare this subject, what are the requirements? First of all, you should have the knowledge of IFRSs. Knowledge of IFRSs. First thing, financial reporting standards. Then, knowledge of the subject. Conceptual knowledge. When we talk about knowledge, it is basically conceptual knowledge. And then you must be able to apply the knowledge in practical situations. Practical situations. You must be able to apply that knowledge. Yes. Now, and the next is not only that, rather, the fourth point is, which is again very much important, must be able to demonstrate the application of knowledge. As per examiner guidance. Now, this is the point which has turned the whole story. Demonstrate the application of knowledge. Now, when we talk about demonstrate, basically, of course, it is the first step. Knowledge is the first step, then second step, then third step. Just like that, the stairs, steps of the stairs, or the steps of the ladder. The first step, knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot go to the second step. Then after second step, and the second step is done when you are doing the questions, when you are studying the questions, when you are analyzing the scenarios. And the third step comes, when does it come? Yes, students, can you hear me now?
Yes.
You know, unfortunately, we are having torrential rains here. It's second day over here. So that's why there is some issue, you know. I'm sorry, you know, it is our first class today, and I was concerned about the same thing basically, that due to torrential rain, there is some connectivity issue, electricity, you know, devices as well. So just one 1 minute, please. Yes. Okay. Just 1 minute, please. I have arranged an alternative internet connection, you know. Just 1 second, please. Yes, let us now talk about it. So I was talking about to you that now why do students fail? 4 points I mentioned, and I told you they are the sequential points. I'm telling you again, we are in torrential rails, you know, these 2 days, okay? So we may face some connectivity issue again. So stay connected in the class, okay? I'll be joining if it gets disconnected, you know. Unfortunately, it is beyond our control, something which is into the nature, okay? Now, this is actually weather, you know, just like you people have weather in January and February, we have in July over here. Okay, so I was talking to you that the first reason why students fail, reasons for failure in AAA. What is the reason? The first reason, which is quite obvious reason, and there should be no doubt regarding that, and that reason is that they lack knowledge of IFRS and AAA subject knowledge. First thing, if you lack knowledge, you may not get more than 40 marks. You may get 35. And of course, you will not have in-depth knowledge if you will not study on a regular basis. Second is they are unable to apply knowledge. Yes. And the third point is, if they are unable to apply knowledge, again below 40. Now, unable to draft answer as per examiner guidance. Unable to draft answer. This is the point. Of course, when I deliver lecture in that class, now how I will be helping you to prepare to overcome all these issues. My lectures regarding AAA subject, and even I do some revision of IFRS as well, but it is not revision of like that a proper revision of IFRS. revision like we are doing a topic, IFRS is there, and then I explain the treatment. So it is just like that, a passive revision of IFRS. We do a passive revision of, a passive revision means from the questions to from the topic to the relevant IFRS explanation. We do that. Second, what we do is we revise and of course we explain the topic AAA subject in detail. You will see I'll be explaining subject, and then that is drafting of answers. I spent a lot of time on it. I solve sample question in the class. I draft answer here in the class, and student write answers. And then in order to prepare you, what I want from you is, which is mandatory expectations from you, mandatory for you people. The first thing is you must have to attend live class every week. Unfortunately, what happens, students start compromising on attending live class. And what happens then, things start getting piled up. And then they get disconnected. They don't prepare the subject then. And in the last 1 month, they have a lot of work to do. And you cannot do that. Remember, AAA preparation requires 140 hours minimum self-study. And 140 for hours, a sharp student, okay, I can say 120 to 140 on average. In addition to class. This is in addition to class. It means if we think it 4-month hour session, 4-month session, it is 6 hours per week. And students want to prepare it in 1 month with 30 hours preparation. And then they fail and they say, my teacher did not teach well. Or, I don't know why I failed. I am telling you why you failed. If anyone failed the P7 paper. If you are trying to swallow the full burger in 1 bite, what will happen? Just think. You go purchase a Big Mac and you say, okay, in 1 bite I will swallow it. What will happen? Or 2 bites I will swallow it. What will happen? You are gonna suffer the consequences. This is what happens in P7. So mandatory for you is attend live class every week. Not only this, revise and prepare. I'm saying prepare every topic discussed in class during week. Before next class, prepare every topic. Next. Third point. That is third point. You have to practice questions by yourself the way they are being done in class. Not like that, okay, I am reading this scenario, this will be the answer, this short answer. I will write points. That is the blunder you can do with yourself in P7. That I will write points and my question is done. No, marks are not granted as per that, those points. And then attempting AAA tests on regular basis. I will be conducting 4 tests during the session and minimum 1 mock, maybe 2 mocks. You people are joining me for AAA class. My desire is that all of you attempt exam in December. Please, if you have planned to delay your paper, your exam attempt from December to March or June, this is the first thing killing your exam. Note down. If you think, okay, I will delay my exam, okay, it means you are not intending to pass your paper in the first attempt. I'm sorry. This is what I see with my Mauritian student especially. They join a class, December batch, June batch, and they say, okay, we will attempt paper the next 3 months after. And then they don't study. They don't take it serious. And hence, they don't prepare. So what I want you is that all of you attempt exam in December and pass that exam in December. And for that purpose, I'll be conducting tests. And I want everyone to prepare for the test and solve that. I'll be marking those tests. And remember, test deadline will be there. And those who will not be attempting tests, please, we are planning some penalty for them. I'm sorry. We are forced because students don't do assignment. I have experienced it in the last 3.5 years. That only 10% students do assignments. Less than that even. So I am introducing test this time and we'll be introducing penalty. If you miss test, we'll be charging penalty. You cannot join next class unless you satisfy the penalty. Bear that in your mind. Okay? Test is mandatory. And this is for you people. We are taking this pain for you people. That you prepare for exam. And we don't want our result to be ruined by recklessness of anyone. I don't want my track record to be, yes, destroyed. Now, next. The next point is, so this is what we want from you people. Now, we are devoted for your success. Now it's up to you people that how well you make use of this opportunity. Okay, now. Next, the next point is what we will be providing you. We'll be providing you the lectures, of course, notes covering the whole syllabus, along with practice questions. Practice questions. And now the point is, some students are worried that there is 20 marks, professional marks are added to AAA. Question number 1, which is 50 marks total question. It has 10 professional marks. Yes. And then is question number 2, which is 22 and 3. Which are 25 marks each. Which has 5 professional marks each. So 20 professional marks are there. Means that 80 marks are quite subject related marks. And I normally say that this is something good have been done to you. That now you know how many marks are professional marks. Before, examiner, there are skills, skepticism, analysis, judgment, right? These are the skills. Commercial acumen. These are the points. These are the points. So now, examiner has pointed out that these are the skills we test. Before that, examiner was marking for such skills, but didn't point out that these skills. So normally I say, now things has become easy for you. You can target, pinpoint, okay, this is the skill. This is the point. So when you know, it is easy when you do as compared to when you do not know. Do you agree? Tell me, do you agree or not? When you know what examiner is looking for, how marks are allocated, as compared to when there was not that much clarity. Tell me, students, now it is easier and better or not? I need response from you people. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now, so students, now, just 1 second, please. I told you, please, you have to be stay connected. If you face any disconnectivity, we will join back. Just a minute, please, because my iPad got disconnected. Just a minute, please. I'm more comfortable in using iPad. Yes, good. Just 1 minute. Yes. Okay. Now, so let us talk about AAA syllabus. The AAA syllabuses we can categorize into 2 areas. One is audit cycle. The other is audit cycle or audit process. Okay, let me write another term. Audit of historical financial information, financial statements or information. HFI. HFI. So this is the first section, which is audit of historical financial information. And the second section is there are other areas. So audit of historical financial information you have done in F8. Financial statements are called historical financial information. They are start with the acceptance of audit. First. Second is audit planning. Audit planning. Yes. Then is audit procedures and audit evidence. Then is review and audit reports. Yes. Other areas. What are the other areas? The other areas are, number one, that is the regulatory environment for audit. Regulatory environment. Second, that is codes of ethics. I say ethics and practice management. Practice management includes number of other topics as well. Audit quality, etc. Ethics and practice management. Then other assignments. Other assignments includes, for example, forensic audits, for example, prospective financial information, and multiple topics which we have to cover. Now, next. Students, if we say the contents of the syllabus, this is around weightage in exam. It has around 70 to 75% weightage in the syllabus and exam. Meaning if it is 80 marks, most likely 60 to 65 marks are on this. 20 marks are professional. And it is 25 to 30% weightage in the paper. And there are some examiner articles as well. Examiner articles. There are. Now, we will be starting today the regulatory environment for audit. Yes. I have, did you get the lecture plan, everyone? Have you obtained the lecture plan, everyone? Tell me. Have you been able to find it on the website? Tell me, please. One person said yes. What about others?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good.
No.
Good. Okay. No. More, any other person? Please tell me. If you haven't found, tell me no. I will help you out. Okay. No worries. No worries. Just see here, I'll open the website and I will show you how you can access resources every week. Yes. Simply come here, December, and you can AAA, Advanced Audit and Insurance Batch B. Here it is. Come to curriculum. Description. Come to curriculum. Here is the course plan and volume 1 of notes. You can click here and download. Click here and download. Okay? Just like that. Click here. And here is a Zoom class link above. Simply click it here and it will be downloaded. Okay. And Zoom class every week, you will be attempting like the attend here. It will take you to the Zoom. Here it is. Join now. And you will every week. And of course, these links are open. Okay. For the next 2 weeks, I think, because students are getting enrolled. Once after, I think maximum 2 weeks, they are open. Then you need to log in every week to click on this link. Log in here. You will log in, open this, and then you can access these. Today, these days, you can access directly, but then it will be locked. Okay. Now, I hope now everyone can download it. Now, so here is the lecture plan in front of you people. Today, 14 July, we will be starting. I'm telling you that today we are going to start with the introduction of syllabus is done. Paper pattern is discussion done. Regulatory environment for audit, we need to start. Okay. Regulatory environment for audit. And overview of audit process, I have already discussed a bit, and acceptance of audit. These are the topics for today. Audit methodologies I will discuss in the next class. Now, let us start discussing the regulatory environment for audit. Yes. Let us start discussing regulatory environment for audit. So the point is regulatory environment, regulation of audit. The question is, what is meant by the regulation of audit? Regulation means direction, control, monitoring. That is called regulation. So audit is being regulated. Auditor is being regulated. So the point is regulation of audit. So why auditor has to be regulated? The first question. Student, the audit report that is trusted by so many stakeholders of the company. They trust auditor. For example, bank trust auditor, audit report, and decide to give loan or not. Shareholders trust auditor's report and decide to invest, reinvest or not. Tax authorities trust auditor's report whether the tax calculation is correct or not. So if auditor does not work properly, all these stakeholders will be misguided. All these stakeholders will be misguided if auditor does not work properly. So to make it sure that auditor works properly, auditor work is controlled, monitored, supervised, in other words, regulated. So regulation of audits is from major two sources. One is national laws and regulations. So national laws, the country in which you are working. The national laws of the country define who can act as auditor, eligibility criteria. who can act as auditor. So that has to be complied with. And there may be more and more laws related to auditor, which vary from country to country. In the UK, for example, there is Auditing Practice Board. There is Financial Reporting Council, and there may be more bodies. You need not to memorize these names. Yes. So in the UK, so national laws and regulation, they vary across countries. Now, the next is IFAC. What is IFAC? International Federation of Accountants. Now, IFAC, International Federation of Accountants. International Federation of Accountants is a global organization. Accountancy bodies are member of it. Like that, ACCA is its member. ICAAA is member. And around more than 140 bodies are member of it. Yes. Now, next. So IFAC, International Federation of Accountants. It has multiple subcommittees. We will talk about those subcommittees which are regarding the regulation of audits. One subcommittee is IAASB, International Audit and Assurance Standards Board. International Audit and Assurance Standard Board. International Audit and Assurance Standard Board. What does it do? Regulation of audit. Remember that. Reference point should be clear. It issues, revises. What does it revise? Number one, ISAs, International Standards on Auditing. International Standards on Auditing. What are international standards on auditing for? They are the guidelines. They are the guidelines to conduct audits. How to conduct audit? Step-by-step guidelines. They are ISAs. They are issued international standard on audit. You see, audit is being regulated. Second, they issue and revises ISQC, International Standard on quality control. They are what they are for? They are guidelines to ensure quality of audit. Guidelines to ensure quality of audit. Now, in addition to these two standards, IAASB issues other standards. For example, they issue ISREs. What is it? International Standard on Review Engagement. But we are not concerned about these other standards. International standards on review engagement, and so on. So there is another subcommittee of IFAC, that is IESBA. What is it, ISBA? International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants. It issues and improves codes of ethics you have studied. It improves, revises codes of ethics for accountants. Now, let us proceed further. There is another subcommittee, Public Oversight Board. What does it do? It oversees the work of these standard setting boards. Yes. You see, through all these things, who is being regulated? Auditor. Auditor is being, that's how you have to conduct audit, how you have to behave, how your conduct should be. Now, another third way to regulate audit, you may have heard about, that is Audit Committee. Of company. Audit Committee of the company. So Audit Committee is basically a subcommittee of Board of Directors of company. Yes, subcommittee of Board of Directors of company. What does it do? It has means entirely non-executive directors, consists of entirely non-executive directors. And what is the role? There are multiple roles. But currently we are talking about regulation of audit. Roles are like that. They nominate auditor. Who will be the auditor of company? They nominate. Shareholders appoint. Yes. Then determining the scope of work. Of auditor. What is the scope? What is the area of work? And monitoring the independence of auditor. That auditor is independent and is not under the pressure or under any ethical threat. They do that work. They do that work. Now, let us proceed further. So how auditor is being regulated and monitored? Students, is it clear so far? Tell me. Is it clear so far? Tell me, please. Anyone, any question? Anyone, any question, please? Response is must. You know, when I ask question, response is mandatory from everyone. Only 2-3% responded. Response is mandatory. Thank you. Let us proceed further. Now, students, in relation to the regulation of audit, there is a concept. There is a point that is called money laundering. It is about regulation of audit. Yes, it is related to auditor. So first of all, we need to learn what the money laundering actually is. What money laundering actually is. Students, money laundering, what do you think? What do you think? What is money laundering? What you have heard about it? Tell me. What do you think? Anyone, any idea? Yes, please. So money laundering is, okay, no one is telling, okay, you don't start typing, open mic talk. You know, if you start typing, we don't have that much time. If you are typing the answers, okay? Because typing takes time. So money laundering is basically process to conceal the origin of Yes, I am back. I told you that a problem is here today, so we have to be stay connected. Okay. So I was talking to you people that when you get the not legal, so you have to, students, my voice is clear to you people. Can you hear me properly? Tell me, please.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, so we were talking that concealing the origin of money, trying to conceal that and trying to portray through a process that this money is also legal money. And how they do that. What is the process of money laundering? What is the process of money laundering? Students, money laundering, there are basically, it is a three-stage process, three-step process. The first step is when illegal money enters the legal system. When illegal money enters the legal system. Yes. For example, a person takes bribe, go and deposit the cash in the bank. Yes. So that is the first stage. It is called placement. It is called placement. So placement is the first step in the money laundering. Introduction of illegal money. Introduction or placement of illegal funds into the financial system. Or the second point, we can say another way. I am working in my business. I have 10 employees. And out of 10 employees, out of 10 employees, 5 employees I am paying. I'm not paying through the business expenses. I have shown only 5 employees, 50% employees. Other 5 I am showing. So cost has been reduced in the business. Profit increased. Ultimate, I am benefiting from 10 employees, but charging the cost of 5 only. 5 I am whitening the money. Or I am selling the product for $10,000. I am recording $15,000 income. So $5,000 additional whitening of black money. The first stage, it is the first stage where illegal money is entering the legal system. Entering the legal system. Placement. And then the second stage is called the layering. The second stage is called layering. What is layering? Layers of transaction, multiple transactions. So many transactions are done so that no one can recognize where the money comes from. Yes. So I'm saying it again, layering. So multiple layers of transactions are generated. Money is transferred from one account to the other, second to the third. Withdrawal, deposit, deposit, transfer. One account to the other account, other to third account. Multiple layers are generated. You send the money international, out of country. So layering process. And then it is called integration. Integration. Integration is the final stage where the money has become legitimate money, legal money. It has taken the shape of that. Integration. Now they will, for example, here is the pictorial graphic representation. So placement, first of all, collection of dirty money, placement, put in the bank, then layers, and then integration. Then integration. Now, students, the point is, being auditor, since we are talking about regulation of audit, we should know what are the money laundering risk indicators. Risk indicators. What are the symptoms? If they are present, it means there might be some money laundering going on. There might be some money laundering going on. So the first is excessive use of wire. Excessive. The word excessive should be focused on. Excessive use of wire transactions, online transactions. A pattern that they deposit money in bank and then wire to another bank. A pattern. They do that to create layers. They issue cash transactions, bearer checks. Those they do cash transactions. They don't go to the bank. They issue checks which cannot be transferred to the bank account. Rather, they issue you check, you have to go to bank and get cash on the counter. Bearer instrument. What is bearer instrument? That instrument which is encashed on the counter. You take that instrument to the bank, that check to the bank, and bank give you money. And it is another thing, cash-based excessive transaction. Secrecy. You ask the company, no record available for transaction. You inquire, they become aggressive. Repeated deposits and withdrawals just below monitoring threshold. Just below monitoring threshold. What is monitoring threshold? State Bank has a threshold of transactions, which are, State Bank means central bank of the country, which there is a monitoring threshold that this level of transaction, if they are below, above that, they will be selected and might be investigated. For example, 1 million rupees. For example, in country, there is 1 million rupees is the monitoring threshold of the central bank. So the people who are money launderers, they know it. They do transaction just below that. 990,000, 995,000, 980,000, 950,000, so that they may not fall in that. So these are the indicators of money laundering, risk indicators. Now, next, anti-money laundering procedure. These topics are very important, have been tested multiple times in exam. These topics, remember. So Money laundering risk regulations, that every company should appoint a money laundering reporting officer, MLRO, the person who is expert. When these points you should memorize. The person who is expert in money laundering and relevant laws. And every company should undertake customer due diligence. Know your client. Due diligence. You go to the bank. Bank asks you, what is your source of income? Where do you live? How many dependents you have? They may ask you. Due diligence. Know your client. And they ask you to fill a form. So know your client, the business, the company, who is the client, who owns it, who controls it, what are the source of funds. And very important, what is the identity? For example, you see, okay, their person, check their identity cards. If that is a company, check the registration certificate, business registration number, check their shareholder register, who are the fund provider. Yes. Client's business and economic purpose. Economic purpose is very important. Economic purpose means that sometimes businesses are available on the ground, but in the books, they are more profitable than actual. In the books, why? Because under the umbrella, shadow of that business, they are whitening their black money. It happens. They are doing a business. Apparently, you see the business is there. So the purpose of the business is just to whiten their black money. So that should be considered. Then what is the purpose? So KYC, know your client procedure, help auditor to spot unusual business activity and whether there is any suspicion of money laundering. And UK money laundering, auditor must have to report suspicion of money laundering and maintain record of specific customer for 5 years, record, identity, business dealing, and must put internal procedure, just like the forms, approvals, copies, means that this is information we must have to obtain. This documentation must be done. And then train staff in all these issues. Yes. Now come the last point. Criminal offense in the UK. Criminal offense in the UK. Possessing anyone who, even Mr. A, he has earned money in crime, but he kept his money with me. I will also be tried with the money laundering. Possession. If I helped anyone, incite anyone to do money laundering, again money laundering, crime. And this is related to auditor, very important. These two are related to auditor. Failure of an individual to report a suspicion of money laundering. It is the job of every audit personnel that wherever they are suspicious, there's suspicion of money laundering, they must report that. If they do not report suspicion, they'll be tried under this crime. And the next tipping off. I am auditing a company and I get to know they are being investigated for money laundering. Or I am doubtful that they are doing money laundering. I ask them questions. In any way, if I give them any hint, that is crime. It is called tipping off. That I tipped them off that be careful. You might be investigated for money laundering. Be careful. Now, the last, falsifying, concealing, and destroying documents relating to money laundering. If the client destroys some document, yes, that is again criminal offense, money laundering. Now it is done. There is a question from past paper. We will go to that. Yes. And regarding money laundering, here it is. The requirement is here. Discuss the implications of circumstances described in the audit senior's note and explain the nature of any reporting that should take place by the audit senior. 3 marks. Read this requirement again and go through this scenario. Take 2-3 minutes. And then I will be discussing this scenario with you. Please take 2-3 minutes. Okay, do one thing. Do one thing. Let us take 5 minutes break. 5 minutes break. I'll be taking 5 minutes break. I know it is required. 5 minutes only. Refresh yourself. In 5 minutes, we'll be back, and then start reading this question. Please. Then I'll be solving it. Be quick. Yes, everyone, please go through the scenario. And once you have gone through this question and scenario, write done in the chat box. I'll be waiting a message from you. Write done in the chat box. Be quick. I'm waiting to hear a response from you. Now, to discuss the implications of the circumstances described in the audit senior's note. Implications of the circumstances. Second, the nature of any reporting that should take place. Now, students, the point is, here we will study. You are a manager in Lark and Company. Yes. Lark and Company responsible for the audit of Heron Company, an owner managed business which operates a chain of bars and restaurants. That this is your firm's first year auditing the client, and the audit for the year ended 31st March 2012 is underway. The audit senior sends a note for your attention. When I was auditing revenue, I noticed something strange. Heron Company's revenue, which is almost entirely cash, is recognized at 5.5 million in the draft financial statements. However, the accounting showed that till receipt for cash paid by customer amounts to only 3.5 million. Skepticism approach. There is one skill that is professional skepticism. Okay. If I type the skills which are required, you need to work on, because I will be referring again and again. One is analysis and judgment. Professional skepticism, and then is commercial acumen. And communication. Communication is tested in only question number 1. Other all can be tested in on all questions. Now, skepticism is questioning mind, being alert, establishing the, you know that. So here, questioning mind, cash-based business. Okay, ideal environment for money laundering. 5.5 million is recognized in the financial statement. And till receipts are showing 3.5 million, 2 million difference. Maybe placement stage of money laundering. Accounts are showing 5.5 million. Cash register till receipt is showing 3.5 million. This seemed odd, so I questioned Eva Gul, the financial controller, about this. She said the Jack Heron, the company owners, deal with the cash receipt and post through journals. Dealing with cash, now another thing. Owner is himself alert, dealing with the cash receipt. And through journal odd system, he is not giving any spell. I have highlighted all these points. Noting, I notice a payment of 2 million, same 2 million difference, you see. Transferring to overseas, placement stage. This was authorized by the same person. No documentation. Secrecy. I questioned Jack. He would not give answer, became aggressive. All this is giving. Now, students, this is application of knowledge. Conceptual clarity, knowledge, no application of. We have identified the points, but the point is how to draft answer. Persuasive way. Writing is the next target. And you see here, I have typed the answer here. It is a cash-based, making an ideal environment for money laundering. It appears that 2 million cash has been added. You see here, 2 million. Yes. 2 million cash has been added. Placement stage. Owner himself is doing dealing through journals. Suspicion are heightened because he is not giving any explanation. This is all skepticism. This is skepticism. This is skepticism. This is skepticism. Questioning mind. Yes. Now, next. So the next point is, analysis of the answer I'm doing, very important to understand how to draft answer. Then the 2 million is transferred overseas. Layering stage to disguise the funds. Yes, then integration stage may occur when they reintroduce the funds, bring them back. When they bring these back funds, and you see here further skepticism, the secrecy, no evidence documentation. He lacks integrity. His behavior is telling. Aggressive attitude is showing that there might be something wrong at the bottom. Yes. Next point. Students, the next point is, now they're asking him again and again. It may alert him because implications, these are implications. It may become tip off, which is offense. Students, how many marks it has? It has 6 marks, I think. Yes. Implication. What they should do. The amount is highly material to financial statements. So whether it should be draw from audit, they should consider it. That's it. Implication, impact as well. Students, you see here how persuasively answer should be written. Logic, explanation. What does student do? They simply pinpoint a few points like that, and they don't actually validate, they don't develop the point. Now, reporting. Second part is reporting. They should report to MLRO, follow the internal procedure of organization, and if necessary, report to authorities as well. Suspicion of money laundering. You see here, the same points. The question is done. The second question is a bit easy. What is importance of customer due diligence? Know your client. You will go through it yourself. It is quite easy. Know your client. This is quite easy. Now, I will proceed towards the next topic, that is audit, acceptance of audit engagement. Again, I'm saying I'm going to connect to iPad because it can be discussed over there more conveniently and more properly. If we get disconnected, I'm saying it again, please stay here. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Yes. Students, acceptance of audit process. Whenever a company approaches auditor that kindly audit our financial statements, for example, they approach auditor and auditor does not accept the audit immediately. Rather, auditor waits, investigates, and that whether we should accept the audit or not. And then decide on the basis of the same. So students, acceptance of audit. In the acceptance of audit, what does auditor do? Consider relevant issues, if any. Resolvable, resolve, and accept audit. Not resolvable. Simply reject the audit. Now, what are the relevant issues? These issues are of two types. Issues are of two types. One are called auditor related issues, and client related issues. Auditor related issues, and the second is client related issues. Now, what are the auditor related issues and the client related issues? First of all, auditor related issues. Consider whether qualified to act as auditor, means as per law, auditor is allowed to act as auditor of that company or not. He has the qualification, certification, etc. Second, resources availability needs to be checked. Resources availability. What is meant by resources? Resources are of three types. One, that is competence to perform audit. Competence, skill, knowledge, etc. Auditor has or not. And the second is, that is experience, relevant experience of the same industry. And the third is staff availability. Whether we have sufficient team member to perform audit or not. Yes. Whether we have sufficient team member to perform audit of the company or not. So these things need to be checked. Yes. Next. And then is any ethical issue, ethical threats that need to be considered. Self-interest threat, self-review threat, and if they are resolvable, resolve and accept. Other ethical threats that need to be considered. Now, client-related issues. This one?
Yes.
Here it is. Please, you can note down. You can note down, please. Feel free to tell me. I appreciate Anjani. She asked me, whenever you miss a point, do tell me. I can go back to the points. Okay. Anjani, do let me know if it is done. Then I'll proceed further.
Thank you, done.
Okay, thank you. So then is client-related issues. What are the client-related issues? Client-related issues are, for example, we say the first point. That is screening, risk screening of client is performed. How is the client? What is their repute? Who are the managers? Who are the directors? What is their repute? Yes. Whether they are politically exposed persons or not. Pre-screening is performed. And then second point. And the second point, obtain references. Obtain and verify references from the client. Yes. About the company, their information about them. And then communicate with outgoing auditor that why that auditor is leaving this company, why they are not continuing, so that we can have an idea what is the reason. There might be ethical issue. This company may not be good. So basically, at this stage, once you know that KYC, know your client procedure we are performing. Due diligence. Due diligence. Now, next point. So once we are satisfied with this, all this process, that we are eligible, no risk in that line, and we want to proceed with the audit. Now, as an auditor, we should consider whether preconditions for audit are present or not. It is just like that. You come to me, you say, Mr. Hamzah, kindly deliver a training for audit report for our audit firm or our company. I say, okay, let me think. I should consider, okay, I get information about your company and my competency and everything. I say, okay, decide it. Now, what are preconditions? I say, okay, should I conduct it business in your office? Yes, you say, yes, you have to conduct in our office. I say, okay, send me the air tickets. I'll come there and arrange the room, a training room where I can provide it, projector and the relevant sources. Now these are preconditions. You say, no, we cannot send you the air ticket, but you have to come here and deliver a training. Oh, how come? It is not possible through Zoom. You say, no, you have to be physically here. We will give you for 1 day training 100,000 rupees, for example. I say, okay, 100,000 rupees. Should I spend 70,000 on tickets and come over there? No, it is not possible. Preconditions are not present. Or you say, okay, we cannot provide you projector. How can I deliver the training? I cannot. So preconditions for audit, there are two preconditions. First of all, the financial reporting framework being used by a company for preparation of financial statements, is acceptable as per law. Now, is acceptable as per law? We need to consider it. This is first precondition. If that is not acceptable, we cannot accept audit. We cannot proceed with that audit. We cannot proceed with that audit. Yes. Now, the second precondition for audit is that ensure management of company understands and acknowledge the responsibility of three responsibilities they should acknowledge. Three. Three responsibilities they should acknowledge. Number one, for preparation of financial statements as per laws. Preparation of financial statement as per laws and IFRS. First, financial reporting standards, financial reporting framework. Second, it is their responsibility to establish control system in company for preparation of financial statements. Yes, they have to maintain and implement control system. And the third point is provide auditor unrestricted access to all record of company necessary for audit of financial statements. Yes. Now, next point. These are two preconditions, 1 and 2. If any one of these preconditions is missing, auditor cannot accept the audit. Now, next. So, precondition for audit. If any one of these is not present, audit cannot be accepted. Now, once preconditions are present, auditor is satisfied with it. Now, auditor sits down with the management and negotiates terms and conditions. And then those terms and conditions are verbally decided first. And if they are verbally decided, then auditor put those terms and conditions in writing in a document which is called engagement letter. Engagement letter is signed. And now after an email letter, now I am the new auditor. Previous auditor removed. So there is a legal formality. Appointment of new auditor and removal of the previous auditor. There are so then there are certain legal things which need to be done as per law. Notices to be sent, some intimations, etc. So outgoing auditor removal and new auditor approval. All the legal formalities should be done. Now, contents of engagement letter. Contents. Student, engagement letter is basically that letter, which is basically, the word engagement is quite charming for the young people. Engagement, you know? But here engagement is for the purpose of some legal work, audit. Okay, so engagement letter. There are some mandatory content. Mandatory content to be part of every engagement letter. The first, objective and scope of audit. Scope of audit. What is the areas to be audited? Whether it is a legal, statutory audit or non-statutory audit. What it is. Yes. So students, that is defined. Area of work, then auditor's responsibilities, management responsibilities. What is the relevant financial reporting framework? What they expect from audit, the report, audit report or some other report. So these are the contents of engagement letters. And the next is, in addition to these matters, these are mandatory. Any matter which management wants, which auditor wants, that can be included. Any one of them wants. For the clarity, what are my rights, my responsibilities as auditor? What are your rights, your responsibility as the management? What you expect from me, what I expect from you. Everything can be. So these need not to be memorized. It is just read. Okay, now, next. Students, I got appointed auditor in 2021. Management want me to be auditor in 2022 again. I was auditor in last year. Management wants me to be auditor in 2022 again. Now, students, should I submit a new engagement letter? No, need not. The same engagement letter will work in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and so on. Yes, there are certain circumstances when in the recurring audits, a new engagement letter may be required. What are those circumstances? When there is misunderstanding between auditor and the management regarding role, regarding responsibilities, regarding scope of audit. So when there is misunderstanding, engagement letter has to be revised. Or they want to revise terms and conditions, okay? Senior management of the company change, engagement letter has to be revised. If majority of the shareholders of the company change, shareholder of the company, because they appoint auditor, so engagement letter has to be revised. Company size and business change. engagement letter, because now the scope of work will change. So the size change, nature of business change, scope of work will change, laws and regulation change, financial reporting framework change, or they want auditor to report on different matters. Any one of this happens and new engagement letter will be required. Now, students, the next topic is audit methodologies. I'm not starting today. I'm going to end class now because introductory lecture it was. In the next class, don't miss next class. Next class is very important because in the class, after the next class, third class, that will be based on the next class, we will be doing most probably past exam questions. And that will be based on the next class. You see here. In the next class, what I'll be discussing? Audit methodologies, audit strategy plan, ISA 315, audit risk. This is the task, very important topic in the next class. Very, very, very important. And these are around 25 marks of your paper. And you see the test. It is not like the test is after 11th August and you will be doing preparation at that time. No. What we have covered today, you need to prepare it this week before next class. And two questions are there. One question I have solved, you should solve it at home. The second I told you to go through properly. Allocate 6 hours. Is that okay, students? Do you got my point, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, so in the next class, yes, I want contribution from your side. If you will not play your role, things won't change. So I hope to see you in the next class. Those who have not enrolled, and if your friends, they are thinking to join AAA, tell them join now, this week. I know there is a result as well. So I'm waiting for results. I can understand. So, students, that's it for today. See you next Thursday. And the next Thursday, most probably you'll be having full class, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Take care. Goodbye. Goodbye.